to the channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I'm going to talk about the stock that actually surged a lot in the last 30 minutes, which is Airbnb. The market is closed right now and it closed at 186.92. And the reason for the stock actually surging is because they're about to report their fourth quarter earnings, which actually there was a tip that they are going to report very good earnings per share, and which is why, the stock was surging. Okay, now we'll find out in about an hour and a half that what's going to happen to the stock. But before we get too excited about a stock, right? Let's look at and see how the stock is actually doing overall, right? So I'm going to go to a daily chart. And first I'm going to do is I'm going to try to zoom out and see where we are with this stock, right? And what are the support and resistance we have on this stock. So I'm going to add some trend lines here just to get an idea where we stand right now. Let me add some horizontal lines. I'm going to draw a very high level indicators here just to determine what was our last support. So right now the lowest it got to this point, which is 134. Now sustainable highest it went, like on the highest it went is 219, right? But I think from sustainability point of view, I think it was at around this point right here. Okay, because if you notice, like it went up, but it couldn't sustain it, and it went down and it stayed down for a while, and then it went up again in 2021, but it's down again because of the whole situation that we're having with the pandemic, right? So anyway, so right now, let's look at the moving averages, right? This is a horizontal line just to give an idea on the support and resistance. To me, this resistance is 183, support is 134. If it goes below 134, you already know the stock is going to drop tremendously. If it crosses 183 line, which means it's going to go above and is going to hit the actual resistance we had before, which is $212. So you have a play of, how much is that? 180, and yeah. So you're looking at about $22 or so play here. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to add the moving averages now and see where are we with the 200 trend line, 50. So everything. So even if the 200 line, you see it's actually currently trending downwards. It looks like because of the surge, you can see a slight bend in the moving averages, which means that it might go up, but that will be to see tomorrow what's going to happen to this. All right, whether this gets rejected. For to 20 periods, you can clearly see like this is definitely trying to shift up. 50 periods, it's trying to shift up. And again, these periods are nothing but last 20 days, 50 days, and last 200 days, right? So 200 days pretty steady at like 159. So that's like it's averaging right now, which is, by the way, is used by the institutional banks on 200 moving averages. They usually take that as their average price for the stock, right? So after moving averages, I'm going to add the RSI and see what is the what is the relative strength index. Now, anything above 70 means that there's a pressure on the price. So people are buying more of the stock and the price is rising, as this holds true here. The price rised all the way down to 210. And I'm on a daily chart right now, so just bear that in mind. Anything below 30, which means that people, the stock is being sold out and the price is actually going down, which is holds true. It went down to 134 and your levels were at 28 points. RSI for now looks, anything above 50 is great. And it's been above 50 since February started, right? So yeah. So it looks like it is looking good, in my opinion, in terms of the RSI. And we will see, of course, tomorrow and see what happens with the stock. But if the earnings aren't that up to par, you might want to have to wait up on that. The other indicator that I add is moving average conversion diversion. So now what happens with the moving averages is that there's a signal line that is like sort of averaging out the price that is going a direction. And there's a actual line, which is MACD. That's the brown line, right? If it crosses a signal line, which means your actual is greater than what the system was anticipating. So here, you could clearly see that it's moving upward. And it's been there since 9th, 7th, because, there was an indication that the earnings are coming and the price is going to go up. So now it's going up. So when the market opens tomorrow, we'll see what happens at 5:30 with the earnings. If the earnings are great, this is definitely going to go higher and you might want to get in and make some money on that. But if the earnings aren't great and it drops, then you can always play your options and the moving, you can play your options and say, okay, stock is going to fall, and you can look at the MACD and the RSI moving averages, and you could determine whether you want to buy an option and make money off of option if you don't want to buy the stock. But let's look at the institutional holdings and see where they are. Before I do that, I'm going to talk about the market cap. The market cap for the stock is 114 billion. A great stock. Daily average, they're moving about 5,009,000 stocks average for the volume. And institutional banks are holding 64% of the stock, which is, again, when you have this much of participation from the institutional banks, you already know the price is going to fluctuate as they feel fit. If if the price needs to, they need to drop the price, they will fluctuate the shares, and they will definitely drop the price. Sometimes, big dogs do short stocks for their own gains, and there could be a the play that we see here could be them, rising the price. Retail investors like you and I go ahead and fetch that, thinking that this is going to skyrocket now, and they end up buying it, and then these guys sell their positions. They're shorting the positions, and then when they sell it, it goes down, and they buy it again, and they sell it again at the lower price. So basically, they could also short the stock and affect the price in that manner. So right now, looking at the MACD, looking at the RSI on a daily chart, looking at the moving averages. Tomorrow at 5:30, we'll see what the earnings are, and then if the earnings are great, you might want to use these indicators and find an entry point. And I would say, get in there, draw this support and resistance line that I did, and if it crosses the 183 line, I think the next resistance is going to be your, hold on, let me go down. Yep, the next resistance is 212. So if it crosses 183, 184, you can expect this to go above and beyond that for next few days, maybe in like March or so. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. I tend to do these analysis for myself, and I want to make these videos so anybody who's watching these videos can get benefit from that as well. So if you like this video, I've been making all these videos. I'll be making videos on the cheaper stocks as well, and giving my input. So subscribe to the channel if you're interested. If you find anything informative, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be making more videos like this. Thank you. Have a good day.